honestly, college basketball is not my thing. And it's also not really related to what we talk about on this podcast. Although we do talk about sports plenty because it is imperative that your nutrition and fitness is at a high level in order to perform well in any sport.
Yeah, my personal fitness and nutrition routines are guided by engaging in two different sports. One on a higher level, one on the old man level of baseball. So
Yeah. Uh, Speaking of fun being an old man, if you would like to live well into your old age, you should focus on nutrition and fitness in order to make it there. Because
definitely.
I see plenty of people in the hospital that are not aging well, and it's really because of their poor nutrition status. Um, Generally saying, you don't see lots of people that are doing really good inside of a hospital. So,
Yeah, that's I think that's a general rule of thumb.
so um, but outside of that, last week we talked about a um, semi-controversial topic that intermittent fasting might kill you, so you might want to not do that. Um, I would like to talk about something that I saw another social media person discuss, and they were really angry about it. And I would say that I'm angry about it too, but not as angry as they are. Um, but there was someone, they're a very popular doctor in the social media sphere, and they frequently say that calories in versus calories out does not work and is not a real thing. To which the social media
Hmm.
person said that would defy the laws of thermodynamics. And they went on a lengthy tirade about it. But for those of you out there listening to this podcast, I feel like we've talked a lot about nutrition things, so you should pick up on the fact that calories play an important role into your weight management.
Yeah, I feel like we could almost make this a clip show. We could go grab clips from a bunch of different episodes and easily like make Frankenstein's monster with this because I wholeheartedly 100% believe calories in versus calories out is the key to weight loss, weight maintenance, weight gain. There are small little nuances there, like we've talked about a ton of times, but ultimately, no matter what, it has to be calories in versus calories out for, like I said, weight loss, weight maintenance, or weight gain.
Hold on, it's pulling it up. But one of the things that irks me with this often is that people will say it's a specific food or it's some other thing that's not even controllable. But I'm going to make this full screen. This is from Oprah Daily, the US version.
People's brains that works differently than other people's brains. Your husband's brain is different than yours.
Yes.
And we've seen those people who can eat anything they want and seemingly not gain weight. And then we're the adipose holders here.
Adipose.
Adipose.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Adipose.
Okay, so we the adipose holders know that if we looked at that apple, if I ate an apple pie at 11 o'clock at night, I would be 2 pounds heavier in the morning.
No, you wouldn't.
I would too. I would too because of the stored glycogen I have, because of the extra sodium I took in. Yeah, you're right. I literally. All right, so all right, now
If
you've
the
got me
pie if
started.
the pie was 2 pounds, yes.
No,
All right.
no, because like literally on Monday I went. Yeah, it was a Monday. Yeah, Monday I went and ate at Flying Biscuit. If you live in Atlanta, you know Flying Biscuit Cafe all
It's
over.
a chain. We have a fly
Yeah.
biscuit here.
Oh, I didn't realize I knew there was a chain. Like, oh, that's great. Like, so if you've ever eaten there, you know, like it's carbs on salt and carbs on salt. Like, you know, so I had like the wonderful like oatmeal pancake and the grits and this and that. And I woke up the next morning and I was literally 2.5 pounds heavier. Did I gain 2.5 pounds of body fat? No chance in hell. Guess what? On Wednesday, my weight was back to normal. Like, so, all right, cool. Because if there's somebody I want weight loss advice from, it's Oprah with her yo-yoing bullshit. Like, there you
Right.
go.
So we'll continue.
There's just, I mean, I can't eat after a certain time. Yes. So when it comes to the national conversation around obesity, what are we getting wrong? I know you were a consultant for that movie, The Whale, which I thought was so profound.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Rachel.
And once again, this conversation is such an important one. And actually, in answering that question, I want to add
She's a
what we're getting
psychologist.
right? Like we're having this conversation, and this is huge. And the whale, similarly, it's a step in the right direction. And what we need to continue doing is having these conversations about the fact that obesity is a disease. Because one of the things that we're getting wrong is this idea that it is calories in, calories out. And like Dr. Fatima just said, it's not that for everyone. It's that for some people, but it's not for others. And people that really struggle with their weight, with their health, and with obesity, it's not that. It's not about moving more and eating less. And that is what we have to change. We have to change that conversation as we're doing here. We have to educate more people and raise more awareness about this.
I know that we're going to get pushback from a lot of people saying, oh, now it's a disease, Oprah. Now you're saying.
All right. So
All right, so
that's what I wanted to talk about.
the psychology does not negate the physiology. We at Franchise Nutrition and Fitness, we deal with the relationships with food and the relationships with activity and inactivity. Those are the components that are different for everybody. Everybody has a different relationship with food. I had a very unhealthy relationship with food as a child into my adulthood, and it led to me losing 70 pounds plus. And it led to me living a more active lifestyle and going on to work in this realm for the years that I have. All of that did not negate the fact that it was an overconsumption of energy that led to me gaining weight and me expending more energy than I was taking in. The relationship changed, the psychology changed, the physiology did not change. So I don't ever want anybody to be able to clip part of the show and go, oh well, Matt's say, oh obesity is a choice or whatever. No, for a lot of people it's not. I certainly understand the struggle with being overweight and obese because I was there, and that's what I think separates me working with a lot of clients versus a lot of other influencers and insert whatever here. So I don't ever want anybody to think that I'm negating that. But the psychology aspect of it does not negate the fact that it is ultimately at the end of the day, whether you're taking a GLP-1, whether you're doing intermittent fasting, whether you're doing keto, whether you're eating grapefruit and standing on your fucking head, like whatever crazy diet craze is out there right now, it is calories in versus calories out. Done. End of story.
Yeah. I was reading a systemic review on weight loss and people that achieved long-term weight loss with sustainability, right? So you, Matt, you've done this. So you can speak on the systemic review that I read where they interviewed these people and kind of the correlated factors there. So when we look at successful long-term weight loss, that is weight loss of 5 to 10% over a 6-month period of time that is maintained. And the longer, quote unquote, longer version of it is for 12 months that's maintained. So those would be successful maintainers, so that you maintain that weight loss for a year or longer. And that doesn't mean that after a year, you maintain it forever. Like sometimes that's a year and you maintain it for 2 years, and you gain some of it back. So those still in that group of people. But that group of people is about 2% of people that go on a weight loss journey will maintain it for a year or longer completely. Like you'll maintain that exact same amount of weight loss, you'll never gain any new weight. It's about 2% or less of people that do that based off of statistics, right? So I realize it's statistics, but in the systemic review, all those people said that they had to become a different person in order to maintain that weight loss. They didn't say, I moved somewhere else, I did something. They just said, as the most consistent statement was, they had to become someone else to do that. And here at Franchise Nutrition and Fitness, when we work with clients and we talk about our very first meeting after the meet and greet, right? So we talk about the meet and greet, like, are you actually ready to make this change? Are you ready to do these things? What makes you feel like you're prepared? This is how we work in there. How does our program work for you? After that, the next meeting, we talk about goal setting and establishing goals. The the exercise that I like to do with people, and I don't know if you did this with yourself, Matt, and you can speak on this more. Uh, think about the person that you want to be. What do they do every day?
You took the words out of my mouth, because I preach this, and this goes on to what I always tell people, that like it's habits and actions versus outcomes. Like, they lead to the outcomes. Like, people get so fixated on that, I want to lose 70 pounds. I I tell, like, when I work with people, I want that long-term goal, I want the short-term goals, and then I really kind of don't want to talk about it for a while. Like, when we meet, I want to hear these I am statements. Like, and that's where I'm at right now, and that's where I've been for 20 years, because I was that person who lost 70 pounds. Like, I am somebody who sets his alarm at 5:30 so he can get up to work out. I am somebody who works out at 6:45, 7 a.m., 5, 6 days a week. I am somebody who follows the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time I'm eating, quote, healthy foods, and 20% of the time I'm enjoying life. I am somebody, like, I'm all those things. And that's ultimately what leads me to weight maintenance. It's what led me to weight loss. And it's what keeps me fueled right now. So yeah. And finding that long-term goal of like what you believe you are, and then like daily, because it's so difficult. I was just having this conversation with a client. Like, it's so difficult to focus on those long-term, years. Like, why do you work out? Well, because like I don't want to lose my muscle mass as I get older. I want to age gracefully, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Like, absolutely, we should all be doing that. It's very easy when that alarm goes off tomorrow for me to cut off the alarm. I'm sleeping in. But if I'm not somebody who does that, if I am somebody who gets up and that alarm goes off and I go to the gym, there is no question. Like, and you make it to where it's like, I am somebody who brushes my teeth. I am somebody who takes care of my kids. I am somebody who goes to work. I am somebody who works out. Just period. End of story. And so then that leads to those outcomes. So yeah, God, and like my heart hurts so bad for people right now that are overweight and who are obese and who are struggling and who watch something like that, and they go, "Yeah, it's bullshit." What my coach Matt told me about calories in versus calories out. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Oprah's right.
Yeah.
Oprah and a psychologist know about my fucking body.
Yeah,
Like,
the way that you just described that is almost exactly how I'll send you the video later, how the social media influencer talked about it. And I say social media influencer because I'm not trying to say his name. Hopefully one day he'll be a guest on this podcast. It would be so awesome to have this guy on the podcast. It would be like, I'd be through the roof. I'm a totally fangirl over this person, but it doesn't matter. Either way, their thing was, you have just removed the power and ability from anybody trying to lose weight by
yeah,
saying that what you're doing does not matter.
like my like I've become so much more empathetic to, and that sounds like an awful thing to say, like, as a coach, but like it's really what has guided my coaching over the past like 5 years, and why I've gotten to be a better coach, and why we're better at franchise nutrition and fitness. Like, I'm a much more empathetic individual. Like, it, like, it literally, like, my anger is coming from such a place of caring and such a place of hurt that I can't fathom if me 20 years ago was watching that and going with, the literally, like, I would eat like fucking half a sleeve of Oreos as I watched Monday Night Raw after having my dinner, and I would just sit there and stuff that. And if I'd seen that, like, if I'd been flipping through channels and gone, yeah, you're right, it's not my fault. It's not calories in versus calories out. God, that hurts me to think that they're like,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna try to find, GLP-1s or crazy fad diets or whatever, and they're gonna work for the short term, because we,
Yeah.
we can't we can't negate that. They're gonna work for the short term, but then you're gonna be right back to where you were a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, like whatever time, and then you're gonna be just as frustrated, if not more. And
Right.
God, I feel so bad for those people, and I want everybody to know that if you've been there and you've done that, because I think we've all, like, if you've been on a weight loss journey, done the crazy stuff, and then saw the rebound. Like, if you've been there, like, I feel for you, and I want you to have a tried and true program, and it's no bells and whistles, it's no sexy lose 30 pounds in 30 days, and like that. I think that really hurts us from a marketing standpoint. But you know what? It's just going to happen when you're done working with us. And trust me, we set you up to be done working with us, where you're not here for the long term. When you're done working with us, you're going to be set for a lifetime. And that's what separates franchise nutrition and fitness from Oprah and all the other bullshit out there.
Yeah. It's this is what I was saying, like what made me frustrated and angry about it. Because I agree with what I think she's trying to say, but
Absolutely.
it's not being conveyed correctly in that it is calories in, calories out, and it is your relationship with those calories. So, for example, average soda is a regular soda, like a regular Coca Cola is around 120 to 240, depending on what size you get it, right? So, let's say you swapped it out for the diet version of that. That
But
is,
some influencer told me diet sodas are evil and they're killing me more than Jeff. That's a whole
yeah,
separate
we could go over that.
thing.
We've gone over that in a different way,
No.
but it doesn't. I heard somebody say it the other day, and I had to like walk quickly. I was like, I don't have time for this. So, um, but either way, if that is the swap that you make, let's say you had that regular Coca-Cola, uh, regular. It's funny because I type in regular because I don't want to type in diet or zero, right? Um,
A 12-ounce Coke, I think, is 170 calories, I believe.
yeah, I was gonna say I have to accept all these cookies, accept all. Click. Yeah, their products beautiful. Look at that. It's just wonderful. I do love a regular Coke. A 20-ounce bottle is 240 calories. If you had that 7 days a week, right? That's around 1,800 calories almost. Right? Do the math. Do the math really quickly in my head. That can't be right. 240 times. What is 240 times 7? 1680. Okay, I was overshooting it by not too much, but 1,680 calories. If you made that swap, and that's part of what's been maintaining your weight maintenance has been that one soda, and you switch to a diet soda, and you make that swap over a 2 week span, you might lose a pound just from switching out your regular soda to a diet soda. And then eventually, maybe we'll work to be like, hey, you really want to try and get some more water in there. There's not enough free water, aka available water to your body inside of that diet soda. You might want to switch it out to just a regular water and have that interchange. Sure, we'll work on that. But that short term swap of calories for something else, for somebody that's trying to improve their relationship, trying to improve their behaviors to become the person that they want to be able to see, I made that swap and I lost a pound over 2 weeks just from that one simple exchange from my one soda to one diet soda. That is a mountain to some people. And she just said that your mountain doesn't exist, which is why it irritated me. Like, that's totally untrue. The first part. The second part, where it's because we're having these conversations, we're talking about like people's relationship around food and how it works. That is good because I didn't see the whale, but I looked up some reviews about it, and I know it's about a guy that has a binge eating disorder and a problem there, right? That is a binge eating disorder. That is disordered eating. That is a improper relationship with food.
And that's where he's
That's
consuming more calories than what he's burning in
right.
excess. Like, yeah.
So, and his calories out in the equation is very low because he's also not getting the benefit because of the foods that he was eating. So he's not even eating the thermic effect of food that's going to help you like kind of negate some of the calories. Like you're not even doing that. It's like we said before. When we're talking about calories in, calories out, how hard is it to burn 300 calories with your exercise.
Pretty damn difficult.
Now, how hard is it to consume 300 calories?
I could do it in a half a second right now if I had to.
Right. So do you see how those things matter? Like,
So, okay, for instance, as we're recording this on March 27th, the Easter Sunday, uh, Reese's peanut butter eggs. Reese's peanut butter eggs, 200 calories. I could literally stick two of them in my mouth right now, and the time that I'm saying this, be done. That's 400 calories. I could not burn 400 calories nearly
yeah,
that quickly.
yeah. So to say that calories in versus calories out doesn't matter is just completely throwing out the window the literal thermodynamics, the actual ways that humans have made it this far in existence. Because if that didn't matter, right? Let's say just they never consumed food and they tried to move around and do anything and just never ate ever, they wouldn't make it very far. Like there are horrible stories of like babies dying because they're malnourished. It's that's clearly a calories in versus calories out thing, right? Like I know we're talking about weight loss here, but if you're saying that equation doesn't work and it's not about that, then why does that happen?
Right. It's like, why can you not survive? Or why can you not gain weight? Like, yeah, it's and counterpoint to that, that if over the next 10 years there are a gazillion studies that come out that prove that we're wrong. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, yeah, okay, cool, we were wrong. But
Yeah,
until then, there are study after study
yeah, it's
after
just
study after study
it's
that
too
say
many.
that what we're saying is correct.
Yeah. So, but either way,
But Oprah said,
I was gonna I was gonna title this episode "Oprah's Aha" versus "Calories In, Calories Out." So,
just title it, but Oprah said. That's
but Oprah said, yeah.
but Oprah said.
Oh, but either way, that's
But Oprah said
so.
alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
So
Guess what? Oprah's wrong
yeah.
again.
And she did Weight Watchers and Ozempic forever. All right, so she had support and accountability with Weight Watchers. She was literally a funder of the program, and then as Weight Watchers also now promotes Ozempic, so of course she also did that. So either way, she's using all the tools in the toolbox that she can possibly use. So the primary one she uses is support and accountability for your behaviors to make the right behavior
and,
choices.
and she uses Ozempic, which slows your gastric emptying, which means you're eating less calories. So
Yeah.
therefore,
Hmm. It's really weird. It's how it doesn't make sense that it all just comes back together like that. Uh, Either way, if you're out there listening to this podcast and you want to start a program that you will complete and never have to go back to another program because it's that damn good, you should head on over to franchisenf.com and sign up for your free meet and greet today. Like we say every week, maximize every bite.
maximize every round.